right, what's up? Back in the fucking building. MIC episode 49, which is fucking wild. We got 49 of them things out there for y'all. If y'all have not, kept up with the podcast, go to our YouTube, visit that, subscribe, and check out, all the past podcasts. You obviously got a, special guest here, but before we get into that, just want to remind y'all, if y'all don't know by now, you're probably living under a rock, but we have reached our monetary goal for our community event, which is providing school kids school supplies for this upcoming year. Again, we reached the goal without really any hard drops. Like, it was, I guess, a soft drop. People kind of hit us up for T-shirts, and parts of the proceeds went to funding these school supplies for these kids. So it's dope that we reached that goal. We will be announcing our partners on the next episode. So just keep an eye out for that, man. And again, if you still want a shirt, hit me, hit Mike up, and yeah, man, we can just do it like that. But like I said, man, I have a very special guest with me. This is a man, he has his hand in many things, wears many hats. I got Justin Locante, on the couch with me, man. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. How you doing? I appreciate
chilling,
you.
Bro. Nah, listen, man, I'm glad that you're up here, man. And thank you for taking the time, to come through here, man. It's just, you said like the vibe was good. I felt the vibe was good,
as soon as I stepped in, man.
Bro, I felt it was good when you
came
in, bro. It's that's what we try to do here, man. So, just for people who may not be familiar with you, like I definitely just want to take it back,
for sure,
scale it back a little bit. So you've been a personal trainer, right, for about 10 years and counting, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, got you. So was this something that you realized you wanted to do early in life, or did you? Because I knew you were an athlete at one point. So
correct.
Did you always kind of chase those athletic aspirations, or was it always in the back of your mind, like, okay, I'm gonna take a step away from being athletic talent and then try and get people who are on that athletic path right, get their body right, and
yeah, for sure. So it definitely all started with growing up being an athlete.
Okay.
I played every sport you could think of growing up.
Mainly hockey,
yeah,
though.
Mainly hockey was my main focus. Played it at a very high level. Loved it, really enjoyed it. So what that taught me is if you want to operate at a high level, you need to take care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Facts.
So I learned that at a really young age, and then I had this hockey career that was a lot of fun. I played all the way up to college hockey. Got to play with a lot of really good players that a lot of them play in the NHL right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see how that shapes you as a person.
Okay.
Right? But you kind of fall in love with it, and then I also hated it too at the same time.
You hated hockey?
Yeah, I hated hockey for a little bit.
Yeah,
It becomes something that you dedicate your entire life to, and
you
know what you're capable of, what you can do, and things don't go your way, but you learn lessons and you grow from it. And at the end of the day, you have to realize that you're the person that's making those decisions in your life. And
right.
I think that I kind of steered myself off the wrong path when I was playing hockey, so I didn't get to take it to the level that I know I could have taken it at now because of the choices and the lifestyle that I was living and the things that I was doing. And then you get back on track, right? And you have to fall in love with hockey again, or with whatever somebody's hockey is. It could be painting or whatever it is. Kind of getting back into your purpose.
Yeah.
And once I got back into my purpose and fell in love with the sport again, I was able to really enjoy it, and I knew I wanted to give that energy back to other people.
Sure.
Because it really made me understand how much the importance of your mental health and your physical health is your spiritual health is really everything at the end of the day.
That's a
fact. I fell in love with that, and I just want to share that with people as much as I can. And hockey is one thing that taught me so many different lessons about life, working hard, teamwork, and just understanding yourself, right? Dealing with pressure, so many different things. So that's what I try to take, that athlete mentality and instill it into attacking life.
Okay.
Right? So you can attack your life as an athlete, and that's what I try to teach my clients, and now I do that for youth hockey players, and that's the path I'm on right now.
So, and you were saying that, you played, just a multitude of sports, you know what I mean? But life was kind of, getting kind of crazy there for a little bit. Like you said, you're maybe making not the best choices and things of that nature. But what drew you to hockey? What was it like? So, did you play basketball, football? Were you pretty
That's
much involved?
That's a good question.
Over?
I did mainly boxing and hockey growing up.
Oh,
and
shit, okay.
And I played baseball too. I was a really good baseball player.
Okay.
But my main focus was I was always doing boxing in the garage with my dad, and I was always playing
damn.
hockey. So And I was never like the biggest guy, right? So I always had that chip on my shoulder where like I felt like if I always had to work harder than everybody else, like especially to get noticed. Like you had, not only had to be good, you had to be good and like work harder than everybody else.
Work twice as hard, damn near, to get like half the results, damn near,
Exactly. And those intense sports like hockey and boxing are like really high intensity, and I love that. And it's very, very competitive and skilled. So when I would go play sports like baseball or soccer, I would just lose interest in those ones. So I think that's why I mainly focused on hockey, because it was such a fast-paced sport that involved a lot of skill. Yeah, and I was fucking good at it.
Yeah, right.
And I was not as big as everybody else, so like the stuff that I would do would be interesting.
I feel you. Now, was the boxing thing like more of your dad pushing you into it, or was that like a personal?
No, I just wanted to be just like him.
I feel you. Okay,
he was so cool. I thought.
Was your dad a boxer?
Yeah, he won the Golden Gloves when he was
Holy shit.
in his 20s.
God damn.
Up to him. I thought he was cool shit. Yeah, he still is. He is the fucking.
Damn. So just throwing hands is just in your genetics, pretty much.
Sure,
that's fucking nuts. Yeah. Nah, that's fire, bro. So all right, so like you get attached to hockey, and it's taking you to like different paths and like things like that. So like, when did the personal training aspect, like, was that maybe later, kind of like when your collegiate career was winding down, or
that's exactly when it started to happen. Like, I had to write a paper in school on like an ergogenic aid, and that is like a performance enhancer, and that's something like a creatine or like a pre-workout. Okay. And I decided to do mine like I wanted different. I took a holistic approach to it, and I did it on the mind-body-spirit connection, because I think that that's like the biggest catalyst that you can have that can help you in your life, right? And I wrote my paper, and I did very well on it, and I was like, I can, the teacher, we like turn this into a business, right? And so I came up with an idea and a brand of teaching people about mind, body, and spirit and energy, and how you can align those and kind of transform your life through understanding what those are, right? Yeah. The first thing I did was a documentary to bring credibility to myself. Okay, damn. So field, like you filmed it yourself. I have a degree in health and wellness, but I don't have like a master's degree. Right. So I wanted to create something that create credibility. Exactly. That separated me. I feel you. And I interviewed other professionals in those fields. Was it self-shot or? Yeah, I did this one that I did with Pixel Lab Studios too. This guy's name was Brandon Rowdybush. Nice, okay. He did a great job with it. But I did a lot of like the directing and producing. He filmed everything. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool, and I got to go on that journey. It was awesome. It was 7 years ago, but it's interesting because you think when you're young and you make this thing that you're like, this is it. This is the one that's going to take me, right? Yep. And it's been like 7 years since I've done that. And dude, let me tell you how crazy those 7 years were. Yeah, I'm sure. That. Like when the lessons learned, then so many. Yeah, it's crazy. You're like, this is it. This is going to be the one. And then it's like every year up to those, like, year 7, you thought it was going to be the one. It's like, okay, nah, last year we'll shake it off. This one is it, though. I can feel it on year 2, year 3. I can feel it, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm definitely just kind of sitting like with those moments, and because I mean, as far as like I'm concerned, I moved out here like a year and some change ago, and like I thought like even me making the move, like I was like, shit, it's up, it's up. You're now, not from Pittsburgh? Nah. Okay. So like I'm from Maryland. I came out here to like be involved in this, like host a podcast, like be involved, and again like I was just like coming with my own kind of, I guess, aspirations in my own head, and like just my own path I thought I should be on. But this last year and a half, it's just just made me sit with myself for some spells, and maybe I didn't necessarily like the person I was staring back at times, you know what I mean, but it's just kind of like getting over those humps, you know what I mean, and just the only way to it is through it. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean, through it. Have you ever seen the movie The Last Dance? Or it's like with Michael Jordan and those guys. Oh yeah.
Remember the doc,
when they win the championship, Michael Jordan's holding the trophy and he's like crying. He was like, and he's like 7 year struggle, 7 year struggle. They were losing to the Detroit Pistons like all the time. Getting beat the fuck up. They were getting beat the fuck up by them. Right? Yeah, facts. And then they just decided one time right after they lost, they went straight to the gym and started lifting weights, dude. That's how it goes, bro. One thing that they changed was started lifting weights, putting more pressure under themselves, getting stronger, being able to deal with that, right? Yep. And then they go and then they win 6. Nah, I mean, like, bro, like it's crazy. It's really it's really a thing when it's like when you're faced with, and like you said, man, like it's different for everybody, right? Like you said like people got to find their own hockey, right? You know what I mean? Or just like pretty much to say like you just got to find your purpose and like find what
you stand for. And it's like, you just gotta, there's steps to get to that person where you can fulfill whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? And it's just, when you're faced with adversity, man, like you're sitting in front of yourself, that's a crazy conversation, man. It's a crazy convo, really man. Is. And like it just, you learn a lot about, like, that is as cliche as it sounds, man, like as being to the ground, like of a saying as it may be, like you really get to know yourself when you're faced with certain shit,
and
bro.
I feel like, not to like go off on this.
Nah, facts. Go off.
The world that we live in does a great job at like building so much noise up around us externally and internally.
It's the country of noise.
Yeah, that's so difficult for like, especially the youth. First of all, what he does with the kids is amazing. So I definitely, like, if you could put applause in for you, that's amazing that you do that.
I mean, bro, like that's one of the pillars that he wanted to set up with
because
this,
it's about the
community,
kids and
bro,
about
the community
kids,
and content. You know what I mean? Like those are like the two foundational pillars of what we got going on here. So
and that's awesome that you guys even do anything like that.
Sure,
and you
man.
made it a thing to address it.
Yes, sir.
And that's awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to do a lot of work like that with you. There's a lot of other cool things that I'm involved in. We can continue to talk about and grow with. But this is like a program that we do is like, how do you get, like, we could go into schools and it's called social emotional learning. We have a program called Back to Purpose, and we teach kids how to identify their purpose and how to deal with the energy internally and externally in them. We just did one with Oliver Citywide Academy. I do it with Marcel Johnson and Yusef Shelton. One's a transformational speaker, and the other one is a hip-hop artist. You guys should follow them. They're both amazing guys. Like, very transformational, powerful individuals. They've helped me. Those guys helped me tremendously in my.
Man. Plug the.
Those guys for sure.
Yeah, for
those
sure.
Guys are dope.
Do they have an IG or?
Yeah, Marcel Johnson Transformation, or just Marcel J Johnson, I think. And then YS1 is Yusef's.
Bet. Okay.
They're both really dope. But we have that program. We were talking about the energy that affects these kids, right?
Facts.
Like, to find your purpose, it's very difficult when there's so much noise going on around you all the time. And we live in a world where it's literally so much noise on the outside and on the inside that what you were saying before, when you're really faced with that, it gets pretty intense and
spooky sometimes.
It's spooky sometimes, but it shouldn't be. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is like, it should be beautiful, but it's all this other like programming that comes in that like a lot of people aren't even really in control of is like sad.
Bro,
and it needs to be a change.
I'm with that, bro. Like, it shouldn't be, right? Because like you're getting to like this new person. Like it's like it's a breakthrough. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you come to the proper conclusions, whatever that may be for you, right? It's like you're shedding an old skin, which is like a great it's a great moment. Like it's growth. It's like it's marked growth. You can like kind of it's tangible, right? Because like you can be like, I'm not the same person I was a month ago, 2 months ago, you know what I mean? But it's just bogged down with just so much bullshit, pretty much, that exactly like the path to getting there was just like, motherfucker, fuck all, like, bro, the path to get to that shit to get here, like crazy. Fuck this shit, bro. Like I mean, I don't even know if I'm trying to get here, like if that's what it took, like, you feel me? But like it shouldn't be. So, and you said like you're working with the kids just to like kind of have them make sense of those emotions early, which I think is incredible, man.
They don't even know what's going on, man.
Bro,
it's all from genetics and trauma,
bro.
It's not even their fault, and then they're fed all bullshit.
Real shit, man.
They're fed bullshit. Who's gonna do something about it? Everybody wants to say, let's change and let's do something, but who's got the programs that's going in there and fucking
real shit
doing
though,
it?
Man. Real shit.
Teaching them boxing, teaching them breath work, teaching them how to deal with their emotions. What even is this?
Literally.
Stuff? Why do you feel the way you're feeling? And that's what we're gonna do. And dude, you're a part of it. Dude. I can feel it,
bro, dude. And like, bro, like the thing is like, I needed that. I need that as a kid, man. Just like just like talking for me specifically, bro. I just even like looking back and like kind of getting older, going through life. I'm just kind of looking back like, damn, man. Like if I had someone to just even for one phase of my life, bro, just be like, yo, man, this is what this is how you got to go about certain shit. This is what this feels like. Here's what you want to avoid, man. Here's where like if you get into this, you may feel like this. May like, and it's just like having to do all that shit by yourself, and like you said, just with the factors of trauma, hereditary shit, just like your own it can just get, as a 12-year-old, you're just kind of looking at life like, what the
like
fuck?
how are you supposed to operate?
And I feel like the answer is you're not at 10, at 11. Like you're just supposed to be a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Just be a kid. Just like, go to school, make friends, do what you got to do.
I love that.
Bro, I mean, for real. So I mean, like, how long have you, been going to schools, and how long has this been?
I did a program in Virginia, and it was just myself and these other yoga instructors, and we would teach the kids fitness, yoga, meditation, and about healthy eating and how their emotions work. And then this one is like very new. I was in Virginia for 2 years and then moved back here.
Nice.
And then had to like get plugged back into Pittsburgh. It was cool, kind of like getting plugged back in.
Yeah.
Now things are like, now everybody knows I'm back, because I was making noise outside of Pittsburgh.
Fire.
Then I came back.
Yeah.
And now I've been here for a couple years, and it's like stuff is really starting to happen and move fast.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. But yeah, we only went into a few schools. We did one at Robert Morris University. My little brother made that happen with one of the sports. I think it was their pickleball team up there.
Okay.
Their sports team. And the other one was just at Oliver Citywide Academy. And we have like some other ones planned that we're going to do. But what you were saying before is you were saying, yeah, this might make you feel this way. And I just feel like the same thing I wish I had somebody that could have.
Yeah,
helped.
bro, facts, yeah.
This is what I tell people. You become who you needed the most when you were younger.
Yep.
I needed somebody like me, dude. You needed somebody like
facts,
you. And that's why you have to go through all of the bullshit.
I agree, man.
Because you can understand and you can identify with these kids that are going through the same thing.
Facts.
And you can actually help them.
Nah,
and
real
change
shit.
that. It doesn't make sense when we're going through it. We're like, holy shit, is this shit gonna ever stop?
Yeah.
And then the storm stops and there's no more rain, no more thunder, and things settle, and you're like, okay.
Facts.
Now you look at a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid that is telling you things, and you have the information necessary to actually help them.
Yeah, and that's just kind of like it kind of even goes past like just working with kids and everything. It's just like whenever you gain knowledge to help someone, like you should want to impart. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just because again, man, like it doesn't even like have to be the youth, man. Just like people, man. Like if you just like see people, just like again, like it's a fine line, but like there's a difference between like just like kind of giving away all the game and then just kind of helping someone that needs support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you want the best for that person, and like if you truly want to see them grow, man, you won't have an issue giving them the help that you would have needed at that moment.
You can give them the help at the end of the day if they don't decide to take that information and utilize it and apply it.
But if you gave it, you did your job.
You did your
bro.
job.
You did your job, because like that just like again. Like you said, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
That's right.
Like it's just like it's one thing if you're hoarding that knowledge and be like, no, I'm gonna know.
Well, that's what's.
There's no point.
Yeah,
there's
like,
no point,
cool.
bro. Yeah, bro. So,
cool,
so I mean, if
you
so,
know
like,
all this stuff, what are you doing with it?
Type and bro, he said that shit like all the fucking time. Like if you know that, like what sense is there to
create something, dude?
It's like building a library and like only one person can go in it.
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck?
But
like
a lot of smart people, I feel like, that know a lot of information can sometimes have issues. Like that's why they're artists and stuff. Like this thing. Like like how to express things with words can be difficult with people. And I don't know, it's difficult to come up with programs and things that can help.
And you vowed off about 2 or 3. Yeah, I mean, like you,
I'm in my purpose. When you're in your
facts.
Purpose, you operate different.
It comes easy.
Yeah, it happens because I feel like that's God's plan for you, and it's just destiny.
Speaking about your purpose, right? What's your like approach to personal training? Like what approach do you take? I love to meet
people where they're at. I mainly am focusing on right now training hockey players. Train a lot of hockey athletes.
Okay.
And I love it. I want to help them get to the next level and make it to the levels that I didn't make it to. That's that's my goal for those kids. And I do have a lot of personal training clients as well.
Yeah.
And my main thing is I try to meet them where they're at. Like I'm not going to give somebody who's very deconditioned the same workout as somebody who's in like great shape. You can't do that.
And that was actually like like one of my other questions. Like, do you like kind of tailor each?
Yeah, so you'll just take each person through a fitness assessment. Like if their mobility is off, like, and they have weak ankles, like you're gonna have to break everything down. You can do ankle mobility, do hip mobility, shoulder mobility. Make sure this person is structurally aligned first before you start laying bricks and stuff down. Like and like really putting pressure on. Once you do the mobility, then maybe you can start doing some work with bands and then maybe kettlebells and med balls. Then you can work up to like lifting weights and like really jumping and moving, but meeting people where they're at. I think like my one buddy, the guy who owns this company, Christian Hurt, which is
Facts,
like
no,
Mike's
yeah,
best friend,
facts.
who you should have on here.
No,
This
bro,
dude's
Christian,
energy is the
Christian,
best.
you are definitely coming on the
Christian's
pod,
the
man.
man,
Nah,
yeah.
man, you're gonna
He
wake your
always-
way up here, bro.
What does he always say? He was like, yeah, any fucking idiot can make anybody tired. And I'm like, oh, you're so right, dude. That makes
That's
so
a
much sense.
fact,
But
yeah.
what are you really doing?
That's a fact.
Anybody can say, yeah, go, do this and that. But what are you doing, and what are you doing efficiently? And
That's a bar.
meeting people where they're at is definitely
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I
a
mean-
big thing. And also knowing, like, being able to, each person is not the same. So, like, you can't motivate everybody the same.
Right.
Some needs a little pat on the back. Some need yelled at. Some need the silent treatment sometimes to get them, everybody operates different. So you can't communicate to everybody the same. And when I learned that, I was like, I think it helped me a lot
Yeah.
in business and with people.
Yeah, no, I mean, going to that, like, how was it trying to find that balance of maybe I can't impose my own will on, you know, everybody the same way? Like, how was it trying to, like, find that little notch with everybody?
Plant seeds as much as I can, live my life the way that I say I live it, and be a reflection of what I'm saying. So my words match my actions.
Facts.
Because if they don't, they're gonna be like, this guy's full of shit, right? Like, it's simple. And people aren't. Realistically, though, people are actually really smart,
Right.
and very emotionally intelligent.
The masses are dumb.
Yeah,
Individuals are very intelligent. Yeah. Right.
I agree with that.
Yeah, right.
But I try to give people more credit
Nah,
than
facts.
But
Nah,
I do
man,
like
we're just
to think
talking
that
shit. Yeah.
I do like to think that people are like, as a human, like, everybody is naturally like has it.
You have like
know?
a baseline, like, yeah.
you should have that thing. We're
Facts.
just told we're just we brainwashed. in
No,
some
I
way.
mean,
It's
no,
the
real
fact.
shit though, yeah.
Yeah, man, and it's just meeting the people where they're at and making it fun, being able to communicate with them. I went through a phase where I was training at this fitness women's facility for a while.
Okay.
Training on a microphone, right? And I was training like sometimes like 30, 40 people at a time, mainly women. It was called Burn Boot Camp. And I learned a lot going through that experience. It was a lot of fun. Definitely not for me forever though, but I really enjoyed it.
Right.
But being able to like talk and communicate with most people's fear is talking to women. Like, most men's fear is like talking to like a woman. I had to do it on a microphone like all the time. Like, so communication to me was just something that I was never really scared about. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
yeah.
So like, I would make eye contact with so many people all day. Like being able to really connect with people I think that's the difference. It's you're a personal trainer. The first word
Yep.
is personal. So
That's a
being
fact.
able to really connect with the person rather than just be like, yeah, come out and work out with me and pay me.
Yeah.
Look, I'm cool. Look at me. Like,
Yeah, right.
people aren't going to stay with you for the long haul
facts.
for that. Yeah, it's just,
Nah,
yeah.
I feel you. So when you were you teaching that woman's class or?
Yeah, I was there for like 2 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, so like, yeah, how'd you end up with that gig? Like,
So, I mean, it's not like I wanted to do it, but I was living in Virginia, right? And when I moved back here, I was like, I needed to establish myself first, and I needed to get a job making money to pay bills. Right?
are you from Pittsburgh?
I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm from the South Hills.
And then
I moved
you
to
VA.
Virginia with my fiance because she was going to
Got
school
you,
to get her
okay.
master's degree. So I
Copy,
moved there
okay.
with her for 2 years. This is like I had just created that documentary here.
Okay, got
Right?
you.
And then we moved. So I like create this thing and then leave from the city that I
for 2
created
years.
it in for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, and it was a pretty unique and really cool experience. I learned a lot in Virginia. It was really cool living there. Very rural, very different.
Yeah, what part of Virginia?
Marion, Virginia.
Marion. Shit,
yeah.
I don't even know if I've ever been
Yeah,
to
very
Marion,
southwest
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah. That might be a little
Mountains
pocket.
and
Yeah, right.
And it was a very interesting experience coming from Pittsburgh
Facts.
and being so forward thinking.
Yeah.
And then moving to an area where it's like nobody really like it's very. I mean, great people, great culture. I loved it, but like as far as like things like mental health and wellness and spirituality and energy, like was like a little
They weren't
shaky.
there with it, yeah.
And it was hard to operate because I was so passionate about it. And
Facts.
I was in Pittsburgh doing it. Left to go there, still made it happen because it's just what I do. Like, just make things happen.
Make things shake,
Regardless,
yeah.
no one's
Hustler's
gonna tell me what I
mentality,
can
bro,
and can't
yeah.
do. So I made that happen, and then moved back to Pittsburgh. I needed to get a job a way to pay bills. I was gonna open a spot with Christian, and then I ended up not doing it at first, and he went on to do it, and we're now operating together. Then I worked there for 2 years, and then I was creating this on the side, and I started doing personal training and sports performance on the side while I was doing that.
Okay.
And my side hustle just really started to become my main hustle.
Yeah.
Honestly, is what happened.
I feel you.
And thank God.
What was the mentality like? Moving to Virginia, like you said, after you created this. I'm not gonna call it a passion project, but it's like something that you put a lot of time into to
Dude,
again establish your credibility.
I am still
like,
so in love with my fiance that I was like, I
facts.
don't even care. I'll
Yeah.
make it work.
Okay.
I
Works.
like loved
you
her
were
so
just,
much that I was like, we'll go there and I'm gonna make this work. I just
Okay.
don't care.
Nah, fuck it. Nah,
And to
I
be
fully
honest,
respect.
I wanted to get away from like a lot of energy and noise here too. Like it was
feel
a
you,
dope.
man.
We lived on a farm and stuff, dude. It is necessary.
It's a good refresher type
Yeah,
shit.
it was like all a God thing
I
too.
feel
Like
it.
I looking back, like it makes sense. Well, there were some times where you're going through it, you're like, I don't know if I can do this. Like,
Yeah,
it was
like
difficult.
was there like any like huge culture shocks to you? Like I don't think Virginia.
Somebody
has
called me a
some-
Yankee one time when we were out there. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, dude. It took me 4 hours to drive here.
Yeah, yeah. That's like what the fuck? Like
You guys in Pittsburgh, and I'm like, dude, Pittsburgh is so country. What are you talking about? They just,
yeah, right.
like-
So how was the documentary? Like, was it?
It did.
doing
it did,
what you- like, you
it
know,
did
what
pretty
you-
good, man. It definitely gave me a lot of attention.
Okay.
Like, from like, I don't think anybody was, dude. I was doing the wellness and this energy, spirituality shit. Like I feel like before a lot of Instagram people
Okay.
were really, really like it really popped off. I feel like I have a good mind of like trends and like
Yeah.
things that are gonna happen.
Right.
But this was something that like meant a lot to me because like I actually lived this.
Okay.
You know, and I started to become I started instead of trying to do it on social media, I turned more internal with it, right? Before it was like I learned all of this information, right? And I was like, I want to tell everybody all this stuff about energy that I know, right? So I made this thing and people cared, but they didn't really fucking care, and it didn't do what I really thought it was gonna do. Like how it happens to like musicians and stuff when they drop an album or whatever. Like it just sometimes hits, sometimes it doesn't hit, right? It definitely people were
testing
like,
the waters
yeah,
pretty
it was
much.
like people were like, okay, this guy's doing something with this field, right? And then I was like, I don't even care what people on social media think anymore. I'm gonna go internal with this for a few years and actually be it.
Yeah.
Instead of talking about it, like I'm gonna become it.
I think
And that's what you're seeing now.
that instantly separated you because like I think that a lot of people, like you said, who wanted to incorporate that, it was like you said, a trend, something that like they were trying to do to make whatever ongoing brand that they already had catch, and like it dead ass. Pretty much leads me to my next question. Like, so, obviously, like you said, like you wanted to, help train people to get to whatever level that they're at, or not at, but like wanna aspire to, be it the athlete or just the guy that's like looking to get in better shape. So at what point during your personal trainer journey, like were you like, what was the trigger for you to like be like, let me incorporate this mental health thing and try and make it a pillar of what I'm trying to do?
Because
like,
it was the area that I needed the most help in my life, in myself.
That's real shit.
That's why. You become who you needed when you were younger, dude. I needed it the most. I still need it the most. That's why I live the life that I do, because without this stuff, man, like it would be not fun. You know what I mean? I would be probably not, I went emotionally like not as healthy and as happy. It's just when you're so passionate about it and you understand it, like I don't want kids or anybody else to go through things that I went through. So that was the turning point for me. I think it has to be like a really personal thing for you to, if you're not living exactly, if you haven't really been there, then like you can't say it.
So what was that mental health journey for you like when you initially started off and like realized that that was an area that you needed work in?
I think that I just beat myself up so much, dude. Like
As we all do.
Yeah, man. Like once I realized, like, man, I'm just keep doing this to myself. I was so sick of learning the same lessons over and over again, and I'm done doing that, bro.
That's real shit.
I am done learning the same lessons over and over again.
That's real
I'm over that shit.
Yeah.
Too fucking old for it.
Nah, I feel
know?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm just living in my purpose, and like I know who I am. I don't care what anybody has to fucking say about it. It is what it is. I've been saying I'm gonna do the shit that I'm gonna do for fucking 10 years, and it's happening.
Yeah, man.
That's it. I don't even have to prove nothing to nobody. I just live it. I am it, and that's that.
Bro,
All's attracted. Magnet. I'm a magnet. I also believe in God. I believe in Jesus, and it is what it is. Like That is
bro,
how I
that's
believe
why,
in. It's what I believe in.
Bro, that's why I think it separates you and, people who are also on your path and, like, generally doing the work, man, because it sounds like you spent years again just looking inward.
Yeah.
Before bringing other people in and being like, look, this is kind of how you should frame this, and like, so after doing the work and attaching that to your tool belt, how did you go about just kind of weaning that into like like your clients or like whoever you work with? Like, how did you kind of bring that aspect in?
I would just talk about it online on social media, and I made my brand very well known. Conscious Mind. I rebranded.
Yeah.
It was Conscious Mind Wellness at first, and Conscious Mind. This is a really good question.
Yeah.
It was Conscious Mind Wellness at first, and that's that's like a lot,
sure.
Right? It's like so many different things, and I had to think like, or who even cares about what I'm talking about? It's clearly not everybody.
Real shit. Yeah.
So, and I heard Russ in an interview. I love Russ. He's a great hip hop artist. And
yeah.
He's Italian. I'm Italian. I just understand it.
Shout out to the Italians.
Yeah, dude, I just vibe, man. I just vibe with
Word
it.
up.
You already know, man.
Yeah,
He said, super serve your niche. And I said, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And this is at that time, I'm falling back in love with hockey and stuff too. So it's like everything's starting to click again. And I was like, and I rebranded to Conscious Mind Athlete. And I just started really talking about attacking life as an athlete. And people know when you see my brand now, I think, like within the area that we're in, that they just know what they're getting. I think they know now at this point that what it's about. And I try to like make that clear.
I feel
like
you,
I'm
man.
about mental health, and I'll help you mentally, physically, and spiritually. And then if I can't help you, I have so many other people that I can connect you to that can.
Yeah.
So
but it's rare that I don't got.
Yeah, I got something for you.
Yeah, something. You feel me?
I got
like,
something for you.
Yeah,
Sure.
you gonna leave with something if you come to
facts.
be like, right.
You're gonna get some kind of something.
Real
for
shit.
Sure.
Nah. So, and it's kind of scaling back again, because you said like you fell out of love with hockey for a little bit, and like I know that was such a like defining sport to you, activity. Like it was just such a foundational part of your who you were coming up. What was the mentality like when you realized that, like, damn, I might not really fuck with this shit the way I was before? Like
with hockey?
Yeah. Like what was that time like for you?
Well, you're not getting out of it what you want to get out of it. It becomes more about like I don't know. It just gets weird. Like it's just a weird thing that you work so hard to get somewhere, and then you make a team, and then you get traded, and then you're in one state, and then you're over here, and it's just becomes
kind of like you're burning your wheels, but not moving forward.
So after high school, I went to play. A lot of kids do this, and shout out to all these kids that chase their dreams and do that. Keep doing that. Keep chasing them, no matter what anybody tells you.
Facts.
You can fucking live your dreams, and it's for sure. So, and I didn't do that with hockey, and I'm not gonna let it fucking happen again.
Word.
That's why I'm so passionate about
feel
this
you.
brand and shit.
Yeah, real
I
shit.
still feel like I'm playing hockey, dude, for real. Like mentally, I am.
Yeah.
For real.
That's
but
a perfect place to be in, I feel like.
Yeah, so when you get told you're not good enough and shit, like, it's like, I just started to believe that maybe I'm not. Like you tell somebody something for long enough, maybe it starts to become true. And it's like, there's this quote, it's, I'm not who I think I am who I think you think I am. Right?
Okay, yeah,
if you
okay.
accept that.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah, right.
So, and I definitely accepted that and also like definitely had like emotional problems, because I said before, like I always had to play bigger than myself, because I was always not the biggest player on the ice. So I had to be fast, I had to make plays, I had to make hits, I had to put the puck in the net if I wanted to make teams, or else I was just overlooked. So I always had to separate myself.
Yeah.
So I'd work really hard to make these teams, and then I think sometimes I'd have like maybe like a bad attitude.
Yeah.
That coaches saw. And like, I got traded because of it, because I said something to the coach in the locker room, and I worked my ass off to make this team, dude, in a good junior league. And I just, it was like a very humbling moment.
Yeah.
And after that moment though, like I definitely didn't bounce back as well as I should have.
I feel you.
And I didn't have anybody to really, everyone was like, it's okay, like. No, someone teach me something.
Yeah, right.
Why is not like, you know what I mean? Somebody please teach me something.
Damn,
it's
real
what I
shit.
needed in those moments, and my dad did the best he could, my mom and dad did the best they could, but it's different,
Damn.
I didn't have anybody that like maybe played at a high level that could really take me under their wing and be like, dude, look, I went through this. And you can fucking do it. Don't you ever let somebody tell you you're not fucking. Like, I needed that from like I got that from my dad, and my mom. Like, they always told me I was good and shit. My dad would also say the complete opposite, which made me the person I am today. Because he pushed me, and I'm grateful for that. But yeah, I just needed somebody like that.
I feel
That's
you.
why I'm me now, though.
Nah, man, I mean, like that's real shit. Like again, like I feel like people haven't even done like a quarter of that work. You know what I mean? Like even
It's
up to
hard,
this
dude.
point, you know
It's
what I mean, we're
scary.
still young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of people just really haven't. You know, it gets spooky, man. Just
You're
like
gonna get to the point where you're gonna have no choice, though.
you know, and you know, and it could just you would hope it happens before then.
Yeah.
You know, but like you said, if it doesn't, it's just you're gonna hit a wall at some point. We're just like you have to learn this lesson to get past.
Yeah, life is fast and nothing is promised.
So, and you know, you can go into this however deep you want to. You know what I mean? So, I know, like you know, the psychedelics have maybe been an element of like the like the mindfulness and like the how. When did that come into play, and like how has it benefited you?
Yeah.
Positively.
I'll speak on it a little bit, not too much, just because I work with a lot of kids.
For sure.
And I do not advocate in any of that for kids to be doing.
Say no to drugs. Don't drink and
Definitely not.
and drive, and
None
look
of
both
that.
ways before crossing the street. Eat your vegetables and all that stuff.
Yeah, you are enough yourself.
Facts.
But I do believe in and I will talk about the subject which I have had experiences with at an age appropriate age where I can talk about it.
Right, sure, yeah.
People want to judge me for it, they can, but I do believe in the benefits of psilocybin for people to help heal them with trauma. I've had very good experiences with it, and I think that you need to be with people that are experienced in those fields. Is not something that you should just do.
Sure, yeah.
I don't recommend anybody to do it, but I think that there's a lot of studies and a lot of good things coming out about that, that people will be able to learn from trauma, and they're going to be able to it's going to help a lot of people with post-traumatic stress syndrome. It's going to be very beneficial for a lot of people, and there's not even enough studies out now.
Right.
That can really,
it's like very elementary and right.
We're gonna get there. But it just needs to be done the right way. And
I agree.
Praying that the people that are really the forefronters for that do it the right way, and they don't play into the stigma, because I don't like the stigma that comes along with it.
Yeah.
Like you do this and you're like, well, like no, like you really actually learn things if you know.
I agree with you, man.
It's a very introspective thing, and it helps process trauma. My buddy did a really good job at it, explaining it to me. Like if you look at a human brain, like a scan of it, somebody that has like a very negative brain and maybe has abused it with drugs, when you look at their brain and their brain scans, there's literally like if you're, I'll do the analogy, like you're skiing down a mountain, right? 2 skis down a mountain. You look behind you, you're going to see the imprint of the skis, right? The same thing is in the brain. Like literally the same thing in the brain. And when you eat the psilocybin, it basically like sprinkles new fresh powder on top of it and connects new neural pathways.
God damn, that's a hell of an analogy, man.
Yeah, it really works, man.
That's a hell of, I mean,
you got to speak that way, or else how are people going to understand?
Yeah, no, I
mean,
mean, I completely agree, and like I've dabbled in like psilocybins at a more recreational level. You feel me? But I can see like how that is and my whole thing is this, right? It's just like really with any, I don't want to call it drug, I guess. Just like you know what I mean? Just like psilocybin, like speaking specifically, right? I feel like the best way to do that is to microdose that. You know what I mean? Because like like you want to just take a little bit at a time, but that could really just go with anything, like just even speaking on like weed edibles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like a little bit of that. Like don't give someone the whole brownie. You know what I mean? Like give them a little bit
where they're at, dude.
I love that term. Like I love that phrase. Meet them where they're at.
Meet them where they're at.
Real shit, man.
They're not
so like
you, dude.
They
don't have 10 years of experience.
You know what I mean? Don't give them a whole like 3 like like a whole.
Some people are so passionate that they don't understand that. Though,
and like
it doesn't mean they're
they
wrong
just
or
want to take them for a ride that
right.
someo's not ready for, man. You know what I mean?
And they might get a little overwhelmed and not want to come back.
And it could ruin the whole thing.
And it could have really helped them.
For someone who could have benefited a great fucking deal.
Yes.
Real shit, though. Yeah.
On a lot of different things.
And you just fucking scared them off, man. You know what I mean? So, like, it's like, I'm a heavy proponent of, like, like the whole microdosing. And, like you said, man, just being around people who are knowledgeable, who you trust, who, have your safety, in mind. Facts. And, like, want to see you benefit from this. And I really feel like you said, it could really benefit you a lot, man. Just sprinkling that fresh snow over.
Who's doing the studies?
Yeah.
Where's the funding coming from?
Yep.
I have tons of people that I can get together right now. We could get funding for it. We can do studies and make that happen. But like, it's difficult to do these things, but it's coming. All of it's coming.
Facts. And
there's a time for that. Though.
For sure, man.
You know what I mean? I just
sure.
feel like right now, God for me is wants me on this path.
Yep.
And I don't want to be part of a stigma for something like that when it's not a play game.
Nah, and like I said, man, I completely...
You don't want to create something and then a kid watch it and then go, they're like, oh, now I want to go do this. I'm 16 years old.
Yeah.
That's not cool. I don't like
facts.
that.
Nah,
and I had personal experiences why I will not advocate. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just not like, no.
No, facts. And
when kids come up to you and they're asking you questions about that, like, and they're young, knowledge is power. You got to be very careful.
You got to know, man. You got to know
where they're at.
You got to know.
You're not ready to know anything like that.
Yep.
You're not getting it from me.
Right. And that's why I think you're a beautiful source for that. And like, that's why, like, just, like I said, just feel free to like, get into it however you want to get into it. But like, I feel like, if people are getting their knowledge from you, or like if they, plan on, exploring that with you, I think they're in, great hands, to be honest. But you spoke on, just like, kind of what you take from hockey to bring into like, personal training, what you do now. Kind of go into like, some of the perspectives from your time playing hockey, that you kind of bring into like the way that you train people now, or just, even just like your general mindset of, how you...
I like to just teach them like, obviously structure, sticking to a schedule.
Fair, yeah.
Nutrition.
Yeah.
Being able to know when to recover, because recovery is a huge thing. It's not always go. And I definitely got caught in that mindset. And I'm like, no, I've learned to like slow down and like really recover.
Yeah.
I feel like I used to operate really fast. And it's because I really wanted to get somewhere,
I feel you. Yeah.
I could see it in my head. I'm like,
facts.
I'm like running to get there, Now when I'm like, I feel like I'm starting to arrive at that moment. I'm there, but I'm never content.
I feel
so
you.
like slowing down and being able to enjoy it, but teaching people that too, like enjoy the moment, fall in love with the process. It's not, you hear people say it's 70% this, 20% this, 10%. It's 100% of everything you do all the time.
Yeah, real shit.
And I just hear these things sometimes. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's everything all the time is 100%.
Real shit, though.
Yeah, if not, then you're going to not feel as well. It's
real
just a
shit.
fact,
Yeah, no. Real shit, bro. So, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with like what you're saying about the psilocybins and stuff. But changing gears, man, I heard you had a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you have any other siblings or?
Yeah, I have two brothers, a brother Anthony and a brother Larry.
Okay, so it's three of y'all, man.
Yeah, there's three of
So
us.
how was that relationship like? Growing up, did they like influence your mindset at all going
my
into?
older brother did. He was always like more skilled and artistic than me.
Oh, dope.
So I always thought that was really cool, and I tried to do that. Can't do that.
Was he an athlete?
Yeah, he played hockey. Really good golfer.
Okay.
Can't really beat him at golf too many times. He's better than me at golf too. My little brother's cooler than me for sure. Younger, just like never like me and my older brother and myself put my parents through enough to where my little brother was like, okay, I'm definitely not doing none of that.
Yeah,
shit.
right.
So I think he's...
It's like the chiller one, he just kind of...
He holds it down. He definitely kept our family together, for sure.
No, that's great.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I mean, like, how was that relationship, like, like, growing up? Like, are y'all, like, close?
Dude, we're
like,
super close,
okay,
Our family went through some really tough stuff, as do all families.
Facts.
And those times, my mom and dad really showed me that no matter what, that you fight for love and you fight for family, and family, at the end of the day, is what matters most. And family comes in many different shapes and forms.
Yeah, right.
And it's different for everybody, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my family, and I'm very grateful for them, and I'm thank God for my mom and dad for doing all they did for my brothers and I, because without them doing nothing.
Do you feel like your relationship with, like, with your brothers kind of played into, just like the way, like, you developed as, like, like a personal trainer, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm a little, like a little bit different in my family. Like, they know I'm crazy, like, not crazy in a good way. They know. They're like, yeah, he's fucking crazy.
Just a little bit off. Yeah,
he always doing the craziest shit. Like, I'm just like, and I'm willing to like do the extra stuff. Like, my brother's like hard fucking workers, but like, I'm just fucking a little crazier. I think I'm just a little crazier.
Yeah,
bro. And they know that.
Listen,
man,
they'll
tell you. If they were here, they'd be like, yeah, fuck this guy.
Bro,
but they love me. We have so much fun.
I would love to be like a fly on though, because like I'm definitely that person for my friends and family too. Like, just like, Tobe is just doing like, just do it.
He's
so
different.
just doing something like, yo, cause like, bro, like.
What are you doing now, Toad?
Yeah, bro, yeah, like, you know, type shit,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure.
Like, cause I mean.
This one's gonna hit.
Bro.
And then one does.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This motherfucker was right.
Bro, yeah, and I'm listen, like I feel like I'm kind of in that mix now, but just like even, you know, like I feel like because before I moved out here, I moved to Colorado, live you know,
awesome.
with a homie from high school who was already living out there. So I just like, you know, took this shit. And like when I was telling people like I was making that move, they were just like, okay, like they're just like, all right.
That's
like,
when you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, they're just like, all right, and like it really wasn't spurred by anything else, and just me trying to get out that bubble, man. Just like the bubble that I was living.
With me going to Virginia,
you know. So like I was just like, I didn't really like, you know, have a goal, but I just wanted to get out, which
sometimes
I did.
You know, the most thing, dude, is just get started.
You know, yeah.
Get
and,
moving.
You know, moved out there and like, you know, it was cool, but you know, definitely got the call, and because like, you know, COVID had to move back home and like all that good shit, but got the call to come out here, and like, you know, ever since then it was, you know, not fucking like, you know, peachy keen, but shit was up, man. Like, you know, like it was just a lot of growth, a lot of you know what I mean? It's like I'm definitely the one that's like, yo, okay, so you move from fucking Colorado, move back to Maryland, moving to Pittsburgh, like what the fuck's like?
How old are you?
26.
26.
Yeah, man. So it's just like there's probably just like, what the fuck is up with cuz? Like, you know what I mean? Like
that's awesome, dude. That some of them are probably like, man, I wish I was going to Colorado.
You know, and it's you just gotta know. You just gotta know, like you said, like you're just stepping in your purpose, bro. Cause again, like it could
Listen to that gut,
bro. It could get shaky, man. Cause if you're looking at everyone and like they're looking at you like you got fucking 4 heads, that shit could really get to something. It's like, yo, am I bugged out? Like, it's
for sure.
It's a constant.
Am I crazy?
Bro, it's a constant battle of what's like, yo, am I right or are they right?
Yeah.
Am I right or are they right? Like it's just like, damn, like what
it's
the fuck,
perspective,
bro?
You
You
can
know?
meet each. I think it's meet each other. You got to meet in the middle.
Yeah,
right. It's like,
right.
okay, if we're not gonna agree, like we're gonna fight each other.
Yeah, like what's
Are we
up?
gonna fist fight? Are we gonna?
Are we gonna come to terms? And
are we taking it
right.
to social media?
Yeah,
how
right.
is this gonna be settled? Like,
yeah, right.
Or can I learn from you? Can you learn from me? Can we work together? Like it's either like I don't know. People get caught in that I'm right, I'm wrong thing.
Yeah, that's
too
what
much.
it is. Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
that.
Just not.
Why? Who cares?
That's what I'm saying. Just like, bro,
At this
just
point,
let shit
I'm
be.
like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go hang out with people that think like I do.
Type shit. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like that's at the end of the day, that's all we could fucking really do and offer. You know what I mean? So, bro, obviously, you know, outside of personal training and you know all that good stuff, I hear that you're involved in the music industry to like you know some degree. When did that, like, have you always been, you know, just like have like a, you know, been into the music, or like how did that come into play?
I've always loved music. How could you not love music? You know, everybody does. But that story is pretty interesting. Is when I decided to brand and do conscious mind wellness, I needed a website, I needed video work, I needed social media stuff. And I was talking about what I wanted to do while I was in line in the South Side to go into like some restaurant bar place. Yeah. And some guy in front of me was like, yeah, I do this digital marketing stuff. Okay. And I got his number and I got connected to Upcode Studios, and they had like a content house in the South Side. And I went down there, and it was like all these digital artist guys. And then there was this dude in there, his name's TK Cavi. Okay. And he's dope. He's a musician. He's a rapper. He's a fucking rock star now, honestly. Yeah. He's dope. And I met him, and I was like, this dude's energy is on point. I want to be part of whatever's going on here. I want to be part of it because I can feel it. Yeah. We got along very well. And I just could understand because I was trying. Everybody that was living in that house all is trying to do the same fucking thing. Yeah. We're all trying to be successful in creating our own brand. So there's Upcode, there's Conscious Mind Wellness, there's TK Cavi, and they would do work with like ID Labs and stuff. So I got to like really become part of it. And after I saw how the process went on doing the websites, I decided I started selling websites for them. And that's how I got into like selling websites to other artists and musicians that needed them. And then me and TK were still going back and forth creatively because the way he created for his music, I tried to like reverse engineer a lot of the stuff he would do and kind of put it into like, he was so smart with like branding and like, and he could help me with like a lot of logos designs, and we just like bounced ideas back and forth with each other. We worked so well together. And I started doing music videos with him and stuff, and started more doing like helping manage and get him like booked for shows. And
bro.
I still am and tapped in with him, not as much as I used to be because my brand is, it became my main hustle.
Yeah.
And started taking up more of my time. But I did the I Am Pittsburgh Festival with T-Bev and Chris Samaroni. And that is a health, wellness, and music festival.
Okay.
And we like to focus on mental health. And I just like to be, I feel like I'm a connector. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just like what Italians do is like, we connect things, right? I'm
right,
like,
the dot connectors.
Yeah, I'm like, I know exactly who to send you to.
Yeah,
you
listen,
know?
I got a guy.
Yeah,
you,
that's
right?
it.
I mean,
That's like how I feel like I am. Cause I have like this, I feel like those little extra antennas where I'm like, all right, I know what needs to shift the little pieces around. Connect the right people and some things can happen. And we're in the process of getting the space for this next I Am Pittsburgh Festival, which pray that we get confirmation to get this space where we did it before, because it's going to be a really good platform for a bunch of artists in Pittsburgh that they need it. Yeah. You know, and I want to help provide that platform because I know a lot of really talented people besides TK. Mike is dope. So there's so many different artists out there, and there just needs to be a platform for everybody. I agree. So many good artists in Pittsburgh, and like nobody. I feel like I know them all, and nobody knows about it, and it's kind of like unfortunate.
There's a lot of talent in the city, man. I said all the time, just like, you know, music, artists, you know what I mean? Just like whatever, you know, lane or field you find yourself in, like in that lane or field, there's definitely some talented heads that, like, you know, you can have the chance to, like, you know, bump shoulders. Yeah, no, facts.
We got to do it different.
But even like moving into the content house, like how was that idea pitched to you?
Tapped me into so many different people.
Like were you excited about that?
I learned so much about
were
business.
You like,
I moved in there. I mean, it was cool. I wanted to move in there.
Okay, word.
So I was like, I'm going to learn so much. I need to learn about business, and it was just perfect. Okay. It was the perfect storm. And then I just started creating other brands. I did a clothing company for a little bit, Exotic Material, which was hemp clothing, and this one's gonna hit too. You know what I mean?
Facts,
you just keep doing it until one of them hits.
Like,
who gives a shit?
If you don't think it's gonna hit, then like don't do it.
Yeah, you might.
You know what I mean? Like, you may not always be right, but don't do it if you don't think it's not gonna, like, you know, hit type shit. But did you find it hard to kind of pivot your mentality from, all right, like, I'm, you know, personal trainer, health and wellness, fitness, like try and, like, you know, do the whole music thing pretty much? Like,
I was doing it all at the same time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm still kind of doing it all at the same time. To be honest, it's just delegating time and energy. Like like my main focus is conscious mind athlete and building that, and there's some good news coming up with that. I'm trying to make that operate at the level it needs to, so I can focus on the music stuff, which is, I feel like I said before, is creating these events and these workshops and these music festivals in the city. Like, I feel like I know how they should be structured. I feel like I know who should be part of them, and I feel like I know where they should be at. And those are like, those are really the big things. And I think once those happen, it can bring a lot of eyes to the city for sure. For music and so like art and wellness, so many different things. Pittsburgh's special, man. Yeah, nah, man. I completely agree. So like, you didn't really find it too hard to balance those two, because like it sounded like the vision for you said the festival's I Am Pittsburgh? I Am Pittsburgh. Yeah, so like it sounds like, you know, the vision for that kind of formulated as you were in the content house. So like, was it kind of hard to balance those two goals as far as like pushing you know, conscious mind wellness where you wanted to go, and then also having the vision for I Am Pittsburgh and being like, oh shit, this is kind of what I want this to be and what this to look like? And was that hard to balance that? It was actually when I was living in Virginia that kind of, because I was up there. Shit, okay. And I hosted an event up there, and I was like, I can do this in Pittsburgh. I just did it by myself up there with some help from like the people at this wellness center that I was working at. But I saw like a few people making noise. T-Bev was always making noise in Pittsburgh, and I hit him up. And because I think that music, fitness, and wellness, all of that, like if you could put it in a very positive way and like program it into somebody, it will change their lives. And there needs to be an environment that people can go to where they could do that, and they can have those experiences. And I was like, who can I do this with? Who's making noise? And I hit up some people that were making noise, and we all want the same things, and that's what we're doing right now. I feel you, man. So, you know, we're kind of, you know, winding down here, bro. So I, you know, just got two more questions for you. You know what I mean? Don't want to take up too much of your time, bro, but no, you're good. What was the most fulfilling experience like you can recall with your involvement in, you know, like the music aspect of what you do? Because like that I Am Pittsburgh shit sounds dope as fuck, and like it just sounds like, you know, a lot of fulfilling moments could have come from taking an idea that you thought of in fucking Virginia, moving back to the city, and
implementing that as part of the fucking city.
Yeah, it's
you know
just
what I
like
mean?
makes sense.
Yeah. So like what was like the most fulfilling experience, or just like really any experience that just like
The guy that I did it with asked his wife to marry him.
oh shit,
like that was crazy
at the joint.
That's pretty
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, that's fire.
That's a big moment for him.
That's fire.
Yeah,
bro.
like and that was like, and not like now that you say that, thinking about it, like that.
Nah, that's crazy. Like
crazy,
yeah.
You. It was a very big moment for him.
Word.
Sure.
Okay,
he's a great
word.
guy, and he put a lot of hard work into making that happen.
How was the first? Like
it went great.
It
went very well. And this one will be better just because we're older. We were gonna keep doing them. COVID happened the next year, dude. So we got postponed, and then everybody's separate businesses started. It's how God works, man. It ain't our plan.
Real shit.
It's not my plan, dude. I just follow that.
I'm with you, bro.
Just follow that.
So, and like I try to ask everyone here who's involved in like the more of like the music scene, like here in the city, and like just like at least has an idea of like the pulse on it, man. Like, what are your thoughts on the Pittsburgh music scene and like the Pittsburgh creative scene? Like, do you think it needs any improvements? Do you think that
I think it's like I said, it's popping, but we just need that environment for everybody to really come together. It needs to be done the right way. I've seen a lot of other festivals, a lot of other things going on, but like no one. I think the team that we have, they're not going to do it like us. It's like when you really are who you say you are, like it doesn't matter what other people do. Like when this happens the way that we all know it can happen, that's when change will happen.
I feel you, man. Nah, man, real
all of us are getting to the age though where we're getting into like our 30s and stuff. Like when I was young, when you're 22 talking this way,
yeah, right.
We're like,
yeah, right, yeah.
Quiet that guy down a little bit.
You need a little bit more season on that. Yeah.
Now you're in your 30s and people are like, oh, he's still doing it.
Yeah, facts, real shit.
And he's making change.
Yeah.
And that's when people start to listen.
Real shit.
A little bit more. And like I feel like I'm at that age where like I can connect to like everybody now. Like older people will listen to me, kids will listen to me, teenagers will listen. And it's a good space to be in. I feel like respected. I feel like I'm in like a good position mentally, physically, and like just like where I'm at, like with my maturity, that it's things starting to make more sense.
Nah, man, yo, Justin, man, like I've had a great time talking to you, man. You know, it's good, tapping in with people that just got this energy about them, and like I mean, like you seem like you're like you're a good dude with like it seems like you've done the work, and I just forward go, man. Like I'm just excited to see.
Yeah,
like,
I know we're gonna work together.
Nah, bro,
I already
facts.
know. I'm like I know exactly what to connect them to.
Before we step off, though, I know you got some.
Music.
Yeah.
So
like,
I brought these for you. I work at a gym at Hurt Locker Fitness, and I have a brand that I operate out of there called Conscious Mind Athlete. We have some really exciting news coming up. I can't exactly share all of that. What's happening yet. But it's big and it's very exciting. And I want to give a shout out to Trey Tipton, Chris Isel, Teddy, and Teddy's a boxer down there. This dude is dope. Charlotte is a yoga instructor. I think that Charlotte's Supernatural on IG. She's dope. We got a lot of cool things coming.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for everybody to see what we have going on.
Facts.
We're gonna announce that. But these guys are dope too. We have a sponsorship with them at our gym. We're like brand ambassadors for this company. Their name's Longevity Life. A lot of you from Pittsburgh probably get meals from these guys. They're dope. If you don't get meals, you should definitely try them. If you want to try them, you can stop by the gym. It's $10 for a meal. You crack the lid, heat them open, heat them up for 2 minutes. I got one for both of you guys if you want one.
Looks like some couscous here, some potato. Okay.
That one is chicken and then potatoes.
Hell yeah.
And that's quinoa. And I think that is there fruit in there too?
Yeah, I mean,
pineapples.
Like it looks like. Yeah, I mean, I implore. Yeah, listen, I implore all the guests, man. Just bring. Just bring some love to like the pod. Listen, we're not gonna reject it. Food, shirts, merch, whatever. Yeah, I mean, we're not opposed to. Yeah, the deed to your house. Yeah, I mean, social security numbers, whatever we'll take. Yeah, I mean, real shit, man. But
I appreciate you guys. Man.
Bro, Justin, bro, man. Thank you so much for coming through. I think it's a a real dope message that like you're here to spread. Where can they find you on IG? Any socials that like you got?
You can find me on Instagram at Justin Locante, and then Conscious Mind Athlete, and then the same on Facebook. YouTube is Conscious Mind Wellness. The website is consciousmindathlete.com. Like I said, a lot of really cool new exciting announcements coming up, and I'll let you guys know what those are Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah, man.
appreciate you
Listen,
guys.
bro, listen. MIC episode 49, man. Toby King, Justin Locante, man. And we're out this fucking bitch, man. Peace.
Peace.